Hi my honeys. Today I'm going to be discussing some of our personal numerology. If you are returning to my channel, thank you so much for coming back to spend some time with me. I appreciate your presence, your attention and your support so much. If you are new here, you are most welcome. I am just Melissa and this is Empower Empire, where I can be your new YouTube bestie if tools for your personal empowerment is what you've been looking for. So in last week's episode, I delved into numbers and their properties, more generally speaking, in terms of our mathematical universe and how things all so beautifully work together in forms of sacred geometry. That episode has had 29 views now, I think, and I received 3 email requests to please delve further into personal numerology. So that is what I will be doing in today's episode. I would advise though, if you have not watched last week's episode called Numbers, to please stop this video now and first go back and have a look at that one, because it provides a very insightful foundation for what I will be sharing with you in today's episode. Numerology is the system of using numbers and their properties for energetic understanding that we can apply personally in terms of our character traits, our life path, our journey through this world, and figuring out how we connect to various energetic patterns and streams of consciousness. Our personal numerology is derived from the day of our birth. Primarily, we are influenced by the properties of 2 numbers in the main. We have a day force number. This number is derived from the date of the day that we were born. And this number speaks to the energy of our personality. Our day force number expresses itself mostly socially, in terms of how we move about in the external world, our relationship to others and how we relate to them, what we show to people in general. Then our birth force number is the single digit derived from our entire birth date. And this number is what we grow into more and more over the course of our life, as we age and as we mature, as we learn, and the experiences that we choose to have in any particular incarnation. So our day force number is the number that most closely represents the lessons that we have chosen to learn in this particular lifetime, the challenges we have chosen to embody. And our birth force speaks more to our innate character, the nature of our soul, if you prefer. And so these 2 numbers and their properties can guide us in terms of our personal growth and our journey through life. Calculating your day force number is easy. All you do is use the number of the day of your birth. So for example, if you were born on the 3rd of any given month, then you are a day force number 3. If you were born on the 28th of any given month, then you reduce the 28 to 1 number by adding those digits together. So 2 plus 8 from 28 equals 10, and 1 plus 0 equals 1. So if you were born on the 28th of any month, you are a day force number 1. Your birth force number is calculated by adding the digits of your entire birth date. If you were born on the 31st of March in 1969, you're going to add all of those digits together. So 1969, 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus 9 is 25. 25 is 2 plus 5, which is 7. So 1969 gives you the number 7 for your year number, which I'll chat a little bit about afterwards, sticking to working out our birth date. Now we need to add the 31st of March to our year number 7. So March is the third month of the year. 7 from the year plus 3 for March is 10. Then we add the 31st, 3 plus 1 is 4, to that 10 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So the 31st of March, 1969, will give you a birth force number of 5. You're a day force 4 from the 31st, and you were born in a 7 year. Our year number can provide a clue to what the overarching theme of our life will be. In this case, the properties of the number 7 is what will primarily play out over the course of your life. You will conduct yourself according to the properties of number 4 in your day-to-day life and become more and more like the properties of the number 5 as you age, learn, experience and mature. Every number, whether it is as a day force or a birth force, a year number or any of the other numbers that I won't be getting into in this video, every number has its light aspects of energy and its potential shadow sides. There is no such thing as a good number or a bad number. Numbers just hold properties in potential. When we make choices that are in line with life, with love, with growth, with beauty, we embody more and more of the light energy properties of any given number. If we make choices that are of a lower frequency and a more painful nature, even those that are potentially selfish, or what we judge as wrong, then we will express the shadow side of any given number. So let me give you a little bit of information about each of the numbers. First of all, the number 1. Number 1 in its light property aspects is the start, the initiator, potentially, particularly as a birth force number, the leader, the one who goes first, the one in front, someone worthy of being followed. Number 1 can be fiercely independent in a very positive way, taking personal responsibility, or in its shadow aspect, independent in a codependent kind of way, a people-pleasing kind of way, or a wounded way even. I can't rely on anyone else. Number 1 in its highest expression, whether as a day force or a birth force, is a very powerful initiation energy. It can be lonely. It can have questions, depending on the year number, about the nature of life itself, existentialism, because it is the first emanation. In many ways, it corresponds to the star sign of Aries, the infant, the firstborn, the newborn, and all the various challenges and blessings that can hold. The number 2 is the essence of duality, the contrast that is built into everything. It is the student of the questions of life, the explorer, and all about relationships. How absolutely everything relates to everything else, not just personal relationships. So as a day force, the number 2 will consider relationships with people to be of primary importance, and the ability to study and to learn. As a birth force, the number 2 can be profoundly deep about understanding the relationships of things to each other. In its shadow aspect, the number 2 can express itself as never quite arriving, never quite attaining, but the perpetual question, the ongoing seeking. And in its most positive aspect, it can be the undoing of the illusion of contrast. In its highest and lightest expression, 2 can bring forth incredible new understandings and connections. The number 3 is the energy of life itself. It's full of vitality, sparkle, and potential. It is the number of the Holy Trinity, how all things work connected together. As a day force number, 3 is the most social of them all. The social butterfly, the extrovert, full of life, the life of the party. In its shadow aspect, 3 can be a little superficial. 3 can become quite materialistic. And so the challenge is to connect over the course of life to what life is truly about. Its true beauty, its true potential, its true purpose, and the exploration of that. What it truly means to have the fullness of life. But number 3 is a lot of fun, especially as a day force. Number 4 is a very powerful number of foundations, of manifestation, of dedication, devotion, and loyalty in its most positive expression. In its shadow state, number 4 can become the very hard worker, the embodiment of struggle and difficulty. But particularly as a birth force number, people influenced with the number 4 can become the great architects, the builders, not just of physical things, but of mental constructs, things that the imagination can birth into reality. The number 5 is so volatile. It's full of the energy of change. As a day force number, can be quite chaotic. Think of energy bouncing all over the place, very unpredictable, rather impulsive, often potentially in a shadow state, the banging of the head. Number 5 can be destructive. In its most negative use, it can bring in the energy even of violence. But as a birth force number, number 5 is a very powerful energy of learning what the greatest use of change is, how we can change, how we can create, and what is truly worthy of creating, and using the destructive force for destroying things of a lower nature and value to our experience in life. Number 6. Number 6 is so beautiful. It is the energy of love. Number 6 embodies justice, harmony, and peace. As a day force number, it is very sacrificial and giving, loving, empathic, and kind. In its shadow aspect, that can become completely unbalanced, where there's very little care for the self, and it's all an outward flow. As a birth force number, it is the number of the philanthropist and the humanitarian, working to make things better for the collective, and yet without the shadow state of neglect of the self. Number 7 is the beautiful number of all things spiritual. It is the number of faith, belief, and religious ideologies. It is the number that embodies energy in its quantum state, our entanglement. So as a day force number, many of these individuals will be devoted to religious ideologies, whatever they may be. As a birth force number, these individuals use the power of the number 7 to bring true light insight to the world, understandings of our deepest connection, answering the questions, the greatest questions we all hold in life, but why we are here, and what the purpose of it all is, what our role might be. In its shadow expression, 7 can explore the darker realms of the psyche, of belief systems, and the astral realm. But this is the energy of the guru and the teacher. The energy of discernment, of connecting cause and effect. The number 8 is the number of infinity, the number that embodies the ongoing, eternal cycle of life. How we spiral up in our experience or spiral down, what the point of all the lessons and all the challenges is. As a day force number, it's the number of music, it's the number of money, and it's also the number of great achievement, even though it comes after a profound amount of effort. It can be correlated to climbing mountains, Everest even perhaps. As a birth force number, it is the number of those who rise to very high and powerful positions. CEOs, world leaders embody the birth force of the number 8. In a shadow state, it can be power that is used over others, as opposed to power that is embodied in the self for the benefit of all. And then lastly, the number 9. The number 9 is completion. The number 9 is an extremely powerful number that embodies all of those that have gone before. As a day force, these are individuals who know their own minds very, very well, and they're not to be messed with. As a birth force, these are our ultimate way showers. Those who can articulate to us where we are meant to end up and what it's all about. Fullness, achievement, and it is done. In addition to the insight you can receive from knowing your day force number, your birth force number, the number of the year of your birth, you can also calculate 2 numbers for yourself personally every year. One number is that derived from the age that you are turning in any given year, and then also the number of the year in which you are having your new birthday. So you take the number of the day of your birth and month, and instead of adding it to your birth year, you add it to the current calendar year. And that will tell you what the prevailing energy for you personally will be in your new year. And how you will experience that is the single digit of your age. So for example, at the moment I am 51. So I am living a personal year 6, which is lovely. It's going to be all about love, right? It's going to be peaceful and harmonious. But I am having a personal year 6 in a year 11, which is a master number. So I am here to master personal harmony, personal peace, and embody more love in this next year of my life. Aligning with the energies is so much easier to achieve successfully when we have a clearer picture of what the energies are. And so I share this with you today in order to give you that little cheat code to dealing with your life on a day-to-day basis, every year, and over the course of this journey. There are other numbers I could elaborate more on, such as the master numbers and the karma numbers. So once again, if that is something that you would be interested in, my honeys, please let me know, and I will do a follow-up video. But for today, I sincerely hope you have enjoyed this and gleaned some insight. Much love. Until the next one.